Chinese philosopher by the name of Lao Tzu said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." I invite you to practice with that quote in mind. We're going to slow things down. We'll still accomplish what we're here to accomplish. But take your time. Breathe through every pose. And don't worry about looking at your watch or the time. Just be present and slow things down. Bend your knees slightly. Inhaling, lift your arms up over your head. Take the whole exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms together, and lower your hands. Come to the front of your mat, feet hip distance apart. Step your right foot back, a really fairly big step behind you. Hands on hips, bend the left knee. Bring the right hip forward so you're facing the front of the mat. Keep that left foot flat on the mat, equal weight between the big toe and baby toe. Engage your core. Inhale your arms up. Breathe here. Maybe bend that left knee a little deeper. Right heel can stay down with the toes pointed out, or right heel lifted. See what feels best on your body. Virabhadrasana 1. Be here for a couple more breaths. Maybe deepen the lunge. Exhale, lower your hands and step your right foot forward beside the left. Step the left foot back, big step back. Hands on hips, bend the right knee. Bring the left hip forward. Left heel can stay down or lifted. Right knee and foot. Make sure they're in alignment with each other. Keep equal weight between the big toe and baby toe. Maybe deepen the lunge. Inhale, arms up. Breathe. Soften. Really feel this pose. Virabhadrasana 1. And lower your arms. Step your left foot forward beside the right. Inhaling, reach your arms up over your head. Strong core. Bend your knees ever so slightly. As you exhale, just hinge at the hips. Spine stays straight. And fold. Hands might dangle. Maybe they reach the mat. Take a couple of breaths in this forward fold. As you inhale, come halfway up. Nice flat back. Draw your shoulders back. Arms just land on the legs wherever they land. In Ardha Uttanasana. Use your core here, even here, to support your spine. As you exhale, fold. Place both hands on the mat. Spread your fingers wide. Have each wrist parallel to the front of your mat. Step one foot back and then the other, coming into plank pose. Make sure your upper back is not rounded. Lower your chest so your chest and shoulder blades are in a straight line. Elbows look straight but not locked. Knees can be off or on the mat for Palakasana. We're slowing things down. Take a couple more breaths here. As you exhale, keep your elbows close to your rib cage and slowly lower down to the mat as you bend your elbows. Place the tops of the feet on the mat. Lift your hands up off the mat just an inch or so. Look straight ahead. On your next inhale, lift your chest forward and up, shoulders back, and then let your hands just rest lightly on the mat. In Bhujangasana, Cobra. Keep the tops of the feet on the mat. Couple more breaths here. Maybe lifting up a little more. Bring your chest forward, shoulders back. And slowly lower down. Now press your hands into the mat, each hand under each shoulder. Tuck your toes. If you'd like a little more engagement and challenge, lift your knees up off the mat first. Engage your core and push up to plank pose. And then now lift your hips up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Think of lifting your hips up and back, a nice straight line between your wrists, shoulders, and hips. If your back is rounded, bend your knees until you can straighten your spine. And then play with straightening one leg, the other, maybe both. Bend your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. Breathe. When you exhale, exhale completely. Inhaling, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms up over your head. Exhale, palms together. And let your hands lower. Inhaling, lift. Soft knees, keep that spine fully straight, engage the core. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Hands might dangle, maybe they reach the mat. In Uttanasana, think of lifting your hips up higher, and as you exhale, invite your body to fold a little deeper. Inhaling halfway up, and pause with a nice straight back in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Place both hands on the mat, spread your fingers wide, and step one foot back and then the other, coming back into Palakasana, plank pose. Think of sending your heels towards the back of the mat. Strong core, straight spine. Breathe. We're slowing things down. And now on your next exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. Place the tops of the feet on the mat, keep them there. Hands are just resting light on the mat, elbows in. Inhaling, lift your chest forward and up. Send your chest forward towards the front of the mat and bring your shoulders back. Your lowest rib cage can stay on the mat, that protects your low back. Maybe use your core to lift up a little higher here in Bhujangasana, keeping the tops of the feet on the mat. And slowly lower down, pressing your hands into the mat, tuck your toes, lift up through plank pose, and slowly take your time lifting up and back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Energetically push the mat away from you with your hands. Really
think of lengthening your spine. Can you reach your hips up and back any higher? As if you could lift your hips up and back almost over your feet and play with straightening one leg, the other, maybe both. And pause here, just take your time in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Couple more breaths. Elbows are soft, shoulders away from your ears. Press more in your knuckles and fingertips. Take the weight out of your wrists. And bend your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. Breathe here. Inhaling halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms up over your head. Exhale, palms together. Release your hands. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, step your right foot straight back behind you. Hands on hips, bend that left knee. Bring the right hip forward. Maybe deepen the lunge. Be aware you want the knee, left knee and foot pointed in the same direction, knee above or behind the ankle. Inhale, arms up. Strong core. Maybe deepen the lunge or stay where you are. And lower your arms and step your right foot forward beside the left. And now step the left foot straight back behind you, hands on hips. Bend the right knee, bring the left hip forward. Maybe deepening the lunge. Be careful the alignment with that right foot and knee. Inhale, arms up. Strong core, draw your rib cage in. Maybe deepen the lunge. Lower your shoulders as you reach your fingertips up. And lower your arms. Step your left foot forward to just 5 or 6 inches, enough to lower that left heel to the mat. Hands on hips, straighten the right leg. Bring the right hip back. So your right foot, excuse me, is parallel to the front of the mat. Left foot, heels are down, toes pointed out at a 45-degree angle. Hips and shoulders parallel to the front of the mat. Inhaling, lengthen your spine. Keep a nice straight spine. Soft shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, keeping that straight spine. Bend at the hips, send the hips back, and fold forward. Keep that right leg straight. It might want to bend. If it does, just come back up until it's straight. Just breathe here. Slowly invite your body to deepen, bringing that right hip back, left hip forward, in Parsvattanasana. If it's available to you, you can place your hands on blocks or maybe the mat. Or just keep your hands on your hips. One more breath. Slowly engage your core to come back up. Bend your right knee and step your left foot forward. And now step your right foot back. Fairly big step back, but not so far back. You want to keep that right heel on the mat, toes pointed out. Straighten the left leg and bring the right hip forward and face the front of your mat. Legs are straight. Spine is straight. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, send your hips back. Keeping your spine straight with a strong core.
As you exhale, fold, lead with your chest. Option to stay here, or maybe on this side, your hands can reach blocks, maybe the mat. Just take your time. On your next exhale, slowly rise back up to standing. Bend the left knee, step the right foot forward. Thank you for taking the time to practice. Always be sure to warm up and cool down before these short videos. Namaste.